Guys, I don't think we've ever done anything like this before, Darksiders. I want to talk about the first episode of Young Rock today on NBC. You all probably know that Duane Johnson has a new sitcom on NBC patterned after him, who in the show is running for president, and he's taking a look back and kind of taking us through his upbringing and his journey to where he is present day. So I'm a huge fan of The Rock, man. Like, that dude's work ethic is sick. He works so hard at almost everything that he does, so it makes you appreciate him as an actor and all the other ventures that he has going on. Plus, he just seems like a good dude. I don't know everything about him. Somebody probably sent me some tweet or whatever article about what he said, but he seems like a good dude. So I was really interested to see what they were going to do with this show. So let's get into it. Let me talk about my first impressions of it. I thought it was actually pretty good. It's not ha-ha funny, but it's funny enough. But I also think it's interesting because if you know a little bit about his past, his relationship with his father, and some of the things that he's just talked about out in the open about his upbringing, we see reflections of that in the show. So I think the show does a good job of giving us kind of actual facts, or at least generalized facts, about what he experienced growing up and seeing that reflected in the show. But what I really enjoyed about it was the nostalgia. Now, let me tell you something. See, I'm an 80s kid, man. Like, so when you saw like the Junkyard Dog, Andre the Giant, the Samoan Twins, all of those folks in there, man, like that takes you back down memory lane. So I also thought it was really cool that he's kind of paying homage to his father, but also his own roots that really got him to where he was today. So I was really impressed by that. It was also cool to see him go through the different phases of growing up and trying to fit in and all those things, man. Listen, if you grew up in the 80s, you can identify with that. And I did. So there was a lot of stuff there for me to grab onto and really enjoy as I really just watched his story unfold as he kind of migrated through the ages. I thought it was also a nice touch as they flip back and forth to him being interviewed as a candidate for president of the United States. And it's kind of an interesting comparison, right? Because some people say, like, this is a dude that does any and everything. So to see him doing something like this, I thought was cool as well. I think his mannerism comes across really good on the show, too. I mean, The Rock comes across as somebody that's very likable. And in this show, it's no different. So I thought that this episode was pretty good. I'm not sure that I would cover every episode of this show. Actually, I guess it would depend on how well people respond to this video. I'm not even sure how many of you guys had this on your radar to watch, but I know that I was looking forward to it. I also enjoyed the fact that this show has a pretty heavy Polynesian cast too. And again, more diversity is really good. It's always a good thing. And I say that from the standpoint of exposure, right? When you have more diversity in front of the camera, it exposes you to more talent and gives you more things to enjoy and appreciate. So I like the fact that we have a heavy Polynesian starring cast in this, which is appropriate, right? Because The Rock is Polynesian and it reflects his story. So I enjoyed Young Rock. If you saw it, what did you think about the first episode? And would this be something that you guys would be interested in continuing to cover? Making no promises about that. We'll see, but I did want to share what my thoughts were on this first episode of Young Rock, and if you guys saw it, let me know what you thought about it. All right, thanks. I will see you on the next video. Like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Peace.